Swords and Knives by Tears for Fears at spot number 5. This is the final 5 here. These guys, Tears for Fears, did Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which Americans should know that. Compared to Everybody Wants to Rule the World, I mean, this song is a lot different. It's much more musically intriguing. It has musical evolution. It has musical character. It has something to say, and it's really beautiful and impressive and genuine. The only thing I would say about this song that kind of prevents it from being like probably like 2 or 3 is that the drums are just very 80s, like obnoxiously 80s. But otherwise, there's nothing wrong with this. The piano theme, D, E, B, A sharp, D. And then it modulates to G, G sharp, and then octave above G, G, G sharp, octave above G, octave above F. And that is crazy, and I love that melody. It's probably one of the best melodies I've heard on this whole list. And all in all, it's an exceptional track, which is why it's at number 5 on the S tier. Holy crap, we're getting there. Number 4, oh boy, Air Supply by Sweet Trip. I don't know how you have an unending supply of good music. It kind of baffles me. You just kind of keep sending me stuff, and it's just always good. It's a little bit disconcerting because I try so hard to find my own music, and then you just walk in, hey, I found this new song, here, you want to listen to it, and it's like somehow one of the best songs I've ever heard. I honestly cannot even publicly disclose the amount of music that you've showed me because you probably supplement about a third to a half of my music taste outside of classical. But let's talk about this. Harmonically, really awesome. You got this spacey synth with a touch of reverb, doing these arpeggios. The drums have this little lo-fi bit crusher thing going on, and then the guitar comes in with some organic drums, while the ostinato with the repeated musical idea, the repeated space synth arpeggio, that's a lot of music words, holds out on the bottom. First minute's an intro, and then these vocals come in. They're pretty strangely EQ'd. What's great about the voice is that it's melodically trailed by a synth. It's like the lead singer is walking wherever they are, and the trailing synth is like a bird that's just following them. We don't know why. Maybe he wants food. Maybe he's a bird of prey. You never know. All in all, it's a very tightly engineered track, and we do like it. We do like it a lot. And of course, what's important for music in this kind of in this tier is that it changes. And this song does undergo a lot of evolution, even though it's got that ostinato. It's got a lot of elements that hold throughout the whole thing. It still changes in a very meaningful way throughout. On to the top 3. The top 3. We're in the top 3. And in number 3. Okay, we're getting into drum roll territory here. Okay, this is crazy. Number 3 out of 75. The number 3 spot. I can just do it. Should I say it in a French accent? Pavane pour une enfant défunte. Pavane pour une enfant défunte. That means pavane for a dead princess. That's what it's not actually what that translates to, but that's what it is in English. By Maurice Ravel. You have accidentally submitted a piece from my all-time favorite composer, and I'm familiar with all of his works. I can name all of them, except for the vocal pieces. I don't really care for his vocal stuff, but all of his instrumental works, I can name all of them. And normally, I would probably just rate this as my best pick, but I won't, because this version, even though it is probably the best version I've heard, is a piano version, and the orchestrated version is better, in my opinion. The Pavane on piano, while beautiful, it is undeniably beautiful, just lacks a little bit of what the orchestrated version provides, ultimately. And it's because Ravel is the greatest orchestrator to ever live. His piano works are exceptional, but his orchestration is why he's remembered. His real popularity and real acclaim lie in his orchestrations. I don't know if you know Pictures at an Exhibition by Mussorgsky, who's a Russian pianist composer. He composed Pictures at an Exhibition for piano, and Ravel orchestrated it. And that version, Ravel's orchestrated version, is the best and most popular version of that work. Orchestras play Ravel a lot, more than his impressionist, if you want to call it that, contemporaries, because how well he orchestrates, and not just bolero too. I mean, orchestras play Ravel probably as often as they play Mozart and Beethoven symphonies. Regardless, the orchestrated version of the Pavane is slightly better, in my opinion. Some days I do prefer the piano version. I have to have a reason not to put it first, because that would be, I think, unfair. On to number 2. Number 2. At the number 2 spot, out of 75 songs, at number 2 spot, we have, I don't even know, how do you say it? I don't know how to say it. Wait. Imi. I-M-I? Imi? Imi? Is that like a... I don't know. Imi, is that like a robot? I don't know what that is. Imi. Is it like exclamation points or is it eyes? I don't know. Bon Iver at number 2 spot. It is a beautiful, beautiful song. What it sounds like is a machine, a very sad machine, trying to communicate and say something meaningful. That's what it sounds like to me, and it is beautiful. I mean, it's so beautiful that Playboi Carti sampled it on his track "Feel Like Dying," which we actually discussed lower. I actually just knew it the second I heard this. When I listened to this song, I was like, oh, this is from the Playboi Carti song, which is probably an unfair first impression to Bon Iver. That Playboi Carti song, "Feel Like Dying," is honestly pretty beautiful, but now I know it's all thanks to Bon Iver and this track. The vocal harmonies are enchanting. I think they're enchanting. I'll say that. They're enchanting. I don't want to get too wish-washy here, to be honest. I mean, I think it's just something that you gotta listen to. It's exceptional. There's these overtones and it's very cloudy, dense chords, and of course they only show up only for half note beats, you know, and then it's like breathing. It's like breathing. I mean, I don't even know. Is there a flaw? Is there anything you can take away from this song that would make it better? Probably. But I'm certainly not the one to make that judgment. Certainly not me. If there's anything at all about this song that is to complain about, it's probably just the resolution. It's just there's a huge buildup with these breathy brass section instruments. I feel like picking them apart, and it crescendos into this somewhat unsatisfying resolution. Where kind of just that's it, and that ending is probably an acquired taste. This is an exceptional song. It truly is an exceptional song, and that's why we're number 2 in the S tier, and it really doesn't get better than this. I mean, I highly recommend that you listen to this. It's 3 minutes and 16 seconds, and if you haven't heard it, like me, this was the first time I ever heard this song. I've never heard a Bon Iver song, and I never heard this song, and this was the first time I heard it, and wow, was it magical. I highly recommend this, and thank you for submitting. On to, okay. Wow, this is it. This is number 1. Hold on. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please calm down. Please calm down. We need to get this show on the road. It's time. It's time for number 1. Whoa, okay. Okay, guys. Let's do this, alright? You ready? And number 1. Okay, wait. No, the number one track. The number 1 track in our music reviews. All 75 songs, the number 1 track that came out on top, the best song out of all of these 75 songs that put the other songs to shame. Well, I wouldn't say that, but are you ready? It's called Finding and Believing by the Pat Metheny Group on their album Secret Story. 1992. Can I just preface? Allow me to say this. I don't think anything that I say, any word that comes out of my mouth, could possibly encapsulate what I felt listening to this. Now, it's not for everybody, okay? It's really not. I showed this to a couple of people. Some of them liked it, some of them didn't. But for me personally, this song, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. I don't know how it is. But it moved me in a way that I cannot even describe. I got chills listening to some of this music. I mean, let me just brace you, okay? Because this isn't like God's voice. Let's reel it back to the level of criticism and not just awe. The first half of the song is decent, okay? It's the second half that is so profound. It's because you go through the first half. On first listen, you go through the first half and with an open mind, and if you get to 3 minutes and 40 seconds with an open mind, allowing yourself to absorb what Pat Metheny is trying to impart on you, then it begins. Okay, spoilers now, okay? We're going to get into the spoilers. We're going to actually discuss what's going on. 3:47 to about 5:27, you got a shaker that's building up, and then the strings bloom into this cathartic, around the 6 minute range, around 5:30 to 6 minute range, you've just got beauty, just strings. I mean, that just hits right here. I love classical. That's like that's my genre, is classical music. And to hear that, obviously, I mean, this is a golden ticket right here. Right here. Who would think this guy, Pat Menethee, in 1992, would just bust out the best string melody I've ever heard? I don't know. It's funny how the universe works, you know? But it's 6:44. It's 6 minutes 44 seconds where it really cemented the number one spot for me. The piano comes in, and oh my lord, it is just something else. I mean, the words are leaving me. There's no words that can describe this. And again, it might not be for you. It might not be something that you will feel when you listen to this. The whole song is just, especially if you don't know what to expect going into it. The introduction of first the strings, okay, and then the piano, and then the guitar. I mean, they're framed so eloquently. Each instrument is given the opportunity to bloom on the canvas. It's lush. It's tremendously beautiful, you know. And it's a song like this. And this is the only time I'm ever going to quote Nietzsche, but it's a song like this that makes you realize that without music, life would be a mistake. That was number one. It's the number one song on this 75 song list, Finding and Believing by the Pat Menethee Group, on their album Secret Story. And you may not like this song. You may not like it. You really might actually hate it. You know, my sister hated it. And that is okay, because at the end of the day, this list is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Because somebody, some demented soul, and, you know, credit to them, actually, their favorite song is The Rise and Fall of Bossa Nova, Part 4, which is the song that I ranked the worst. So, you know, all is relative, as they say, and thank you so much for sticking with me here throughout these 5 videos. And, see you around, I guess. This has been Music Reviews 3. Signing off for now. For a couple of years, actually. That was a lot of work. I don't want to do that again.